Hello friends, welcome to our Rockstar Virat Power YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to learn about English literature. Students, from this video, we are going to start our English literature preparation for the use of SETNET exam preparation, and you can utilize this video for your other preparation also, like for MA or MEd, MPhil. In this way, where various students prepare for English literature, this video is useful for them also. So let's start. See, this video is focused on English language literature, because when we are going to study about English language, we have to study about English language literature rather than literature of England. So we includes writers from Scotland, Wales, and the Crown dependencies and the whole of Ireland, as well as literature in English from countries of the former British Empire, including the United States. However, until the early 19th century, it only deals with the literature of United Kingdom, the Crown dependencies and Ireland. It does not include literature written in the other languages of Britain. And students, for the English language study or English language literature study, we are starting this video section, and this video is part 1, and we are continuing this video series up to our total syllabus completion. See, in you can understand the English language has developed over the course of more than 1400 years. You know, like English literature is like developing process. When we are going to study about any literature chapters or anything, we have to go through various topics, and in this also we are like English language improvement takes 1400 years, and beyond, like we are studying about the English language literature, so that we have to study all these years and these chapters. The earliest form of English, a set of Anglo-Frisian dialects, you can say, brought to the Great Britain of Anglo-Saxon settlers in the 5th century, are called as Old English. Like these are the Old English. What is it that? These are the Old English. Beowulf is the most famous work in Old English. You know that Beowulf is the most famous work in Old English literature. In previous like SETNET exam preparation, like SETNET exam question paper, we asked the question about which is the famous work in Old English literature, or Beowulf, like they will ask like Beowulf is the famous like work in which type of literature, or Old English, Middle English, or Modern English. Then you have to identify like Old English literature, and has achieved a national epic status in England despite being like set in Scandinavia. Now we have to see various points, like however the following are Norman conquest of England in 1066, the written form of Anglo-Saxon. We know the written form of Anglo-Saxon language, and it becomes less common. Like Anglo-Saxon language became less common because of new like Norman conquest. Okay, under the influence of the new aristocracy, like इथे काय आहे की नॉर्मन कॉन्क्वेस्ट जे आहेत ऑफ इंग्लंड इन 1066, तर यांच्या इफेक्टमुळे जो अँग्लो सॅक्सन लँग्वेज होती जी की अगोदर यूज केली जायची ती लेस कॉमन झाली, आणि ते कशाच्या इन्फ्लुएन्स खाली गेली, तर न्यू त्यांचं जे फ्रेंच आहे त्यांच्या फ्रेंच लँग्वेजचा याच्यावर इफेक्ट झाला. आणि काय इफेक्ट झाला, वी हॅव गोइंग टू स्टडी. लाईक French became the standard language of courts. For now, the French became standard language of courts. Previously, English language was the standard language, but after that Norman conquest, French takes place of that English language. Parliament and polite society. The English spoken after the Norman came is known as Middle English. This form of English lasted until the 14th like 1470s, when the Chancery Standard Late Middle English, like a London based form of English, became a widespread. You know the Chancery, like in this late Middle English, and it is a London based form of English, and it's like it spread widespread, and that writer name is Geoffrey Chaucer, and his like work in the year between 1343 and 1400, and he is author of the Canterbury Tales. We know that Canterbury Tales are most important work by the Geoffrey Chaucer's, and various like SETNET exam previous year questions are based on the Canterbury Tales also. So it is an significant figure for us when we are preparing for English literature. Was a significant figure in the development of legitimacy of vernacular Middle English at a time when dominant literary language in English in England were still French and Latin. The invention of the printing press by Johannes Gutenberg in 1439 also helped to standardize the language, as did the King James Bible in 1611 and the Great Vowel Shift. Then what happened? Poet and playwright like William Shakespeare. You all know that William Shakespeare has various Nobel work for the English language dedication, and his work is from 1564 to 1616. Is widely regarded as the greatest writer in English language, and we have to study about him also. And one of the world's greatest dramatists. His plays have been translated into every major living language and are performed more often than those of any other playwright. In the 19th century of Walter Scott, historical romances inspired a generation of painters, composers and writers throughout the Europe. In this way, then the English language spread throughout the world. We know that English language spread throughout the world with the development of British Empire between the late 16th and early 18th century. What happened then? At the height, it was the largest empire in history, and by 1913 the British Empire held sway over 412 million people, 23% of the world population at the time. During the 19th and 20th century, these colonies and the USA started to produce their own significant literary conditions in English, and in the last 100 plus years, numerous writers from the Great Britain, the Iceland of Ireland, the USA and the member of other former British colonies have received the Nobel Prize for work in the English language, and it is more than any other language we know. Then we have to study various pages in English language development, so that you can understand that question is from which topics wise, or when you are remembering like writer's name or poet's name, various essay writers and various novelists are there, various novels are there. Then if you study just like randomly for at the Restoration, then at Old English, then Romanticism, then you can't remember everything perfectly. Otherwise you will get confused when the questions asked in the exam. Like तुम्ही जेव्हा असं प्रिपरेशन कराल आणि मग तुम्ही कुठलाही लिटरेचर मधला एक म्हणजे एक पोएट काढतायत किंवा एक रायटर घेतायत आणि तो स्टडी करतायत, नेक्स्ट करतायत, तर तुम्हाला तो क्रमही समजणार नाही आणि क्वेश्चन कुठले येतात तेही कळणार नाही. तर आपल्याला त्यामुळेच हे आपण क्रमाने केलं तर आपल्याला बरेचसे क्वेश्चन्स हे तुम्ही एक सिस्टमॅटिक वेने स्टडी केल्यामुळे तुम्हाला छान पद्धतीने लक्षात येतील. दॅट्स वाय वी आर गोइंग टू लर्न इन दिस our English language, like English literature video series. We are going to learn like topic wise, like Old English literature we will learn first, then we will learn Middle English literature, then we will learn English resonance like 1500 to 1660, then we are going to learn about Restoration ages, then we will learn about 18th century, then we will learn Romanticism, then Victorian literature, and then 20th century. In this way we are going to learn even our upcoming video series. And these all ages are important. While when we are studying about old English literature, we have to focus on the various writers and poets in that time. Poetry, when we are thinking about old English literature, at that time poem is having more value, other writing forms of other are evaluated after that, so that we have to understand all the pages, all the stages correctly. Then every when we are studying about Canterbury Tales, Canterbury Tales. In that Canterbury Tales, Geoffrey Chaucer's work. Then we have known Shakespeare. When we are studying about the Shakespeare, King Othello and their King Lear, various work written by them, and their strategies, tragic comedies, couplets, stanzas, rhyme stanzas. These are various literary forms we have to study. Essays. Then we are going to study about William Wordsmith. Various topics are there we have to study. So that in this video we have take a brief review that we are going to continue this video series in our upcoming videos, and I am thinking that you will surely enjoy this video series, so that you can utilize it for that net set exam preparation also, and you can utilize it for if you are studying about M.Ed, or if you are studying about B.Ed also for the English literature. B.Ed, it will not ask so much questions from this one, but for M.Ed you will have to complete various information. For M.A, like MPhil, you will get various useful information from these topics. For PhD also, these are the topics we have to study. And we are studying for net set. For PhD you have to prepare PET exam also. If you are already qualified net set, then you don't have to give that PET exam, but if you are not qualified net set exam, then you have to give that PET exam. For PET exam also you are you have to study these topics. So for the your useful purpose, for being useful for every person, you can write how you are thinking about this upcoming video series. Are you liking or not? And if you want to study about any topic in detail, you can give me in the comment ma'am, please give us a detailed video for this topic. Then I will definitely try to make that video about on that topic. Okay, see you soon. Till then, bye.